contact hypothesis is a way of resolving disputes between groups, which might also be regarded as walk a mile in my shoes or seeing the argument from the other person's point of view. However, of course, there is a little bit more to it than that. What are the main points with the theory, and are there any problems to the way it actually operates in reality? Firstly, the groups involved can be anything from two families living next door to each other to different faith groups, races, or even nations. All that's required is these two groups are experiencing some kind of problem in the relationship between the two groups, and at some level the groups wish to resolve this dispute. Last point is actually a fairly important one. Forcing two groups together to try and understand each other and settle a dispute is doomed to failure unless there's some level of cooperation from within each group to actually reach the settlement themselves. The contact isn't just about meeting people from another group and then just once and then never seeing them again. It's about developing personal relationships with other members of each group in a social context. It could be eating with them, listening to music, playing sport, or any form of social or recreational activity. It's the intermingling of people in everyday situations that enables everyone to see how normal the others are and focus in on what the individuals within each group have in common rather than differences between each group as a whole. Eventually this may lead to them from being them and us to mingling as a group as we. Next thing to consider is the goal or objective of the contact. This can be a very long-term or major issue that both groups wish to resolve, that in turn will require some form of cooperation between the two groups to actually achieve. For contact hypothesis to be seen to be working, it isn't essential this goal is actually reached, but both groups must work together towards it becoming closer and closer to resolving the problem. By working towards a larger goal, they'll often achieve smaller goals that, had they been tackled in isolation, would have been seen as insurmountable. So we have a theory that by mixing two groups together for a common purpose, we will reduce prejudice and increase understanding, progress towards the settlements of common goals. So where can it go wrong? Here we have two factors. First is equal status. Other than what actually separates the groups as a whole, the individuals that meet for the contact need to have as many things in common as possible. If there are too many differences, they won't actually be able to relate to each other. These factors can be things like age, education, income levels, and even life experiences, as many of these need to be as similar for the contact to be successful. If there are too many differences, rather than bringing the two groups together in a deeper understanding of each other, it can reinforce the differences between the two groups, and this kind of negative contact is worse than no contact at all, as it reinforces the already established entrenched positions of each side and make a resolution more difficult than ever. The other factor is the environment for the contact. Meeting on a neutral ground in a relaxed, low-threat environment will be conducive to potentially fostering understanding in the other group. Making one group meet on the other's territory or in an unsafe or threatening environment with excessive distraction will just increase the fear and distrust and suspicion of the other group and reinforce any prejudice and misunderstandings that may already exist. So contact hypothesis, if handled carefully, can help to resolve disputes, but it isn't a magic wand or an instant solution, or a pathway to peace and reconciliation. However, it has been used successfully in many major disputes to work towards resolving the problem.